Well, I'll tell you, if ever it was made plain as day how much a democratic system of self-governance needs an independent judiciary, it was this morning when the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia handed Donald Trump a hot poker up his ass and told him to go away with his claim that he's immune to any kind of crime that he may have committed as president or immediately thereafter. Jesus, this guy. I mean, seriously, he has balls the size of New Jersey. It's incredible. But Trump knows, based on his life experience, that all he has to do is continue to appeal, continue to delay, and damn near any kind of charge against the rotten bastard eventually will fade and disappear. Not this time, Orange Antichrist. Anyway, the appeals court totally rejected the bastard's claim that he was immune to charges of plotting to overturn the election of 2020 and consequently destroy democracy in this country. And the ruling means he now must go to trial on a criminal indictment accusing him of seeking to overturn his loss to Biden, but more importantly, to destroy democracy. Yes, he has an avenue open to him, the U.S. Supreme Court. But as I listened during the day today to the constitutional law experts, it would seem to me the U.S. Supreme Court is going to not hear this case. They're going to deny a hearing, which would, in essence, mean that they're going to stand with U.S. Court of Appeals District of Columbia appellate decision, and order the case back for trial to Judge Chutkan. Oh, please, please. If there is such a thing as justice, it is sorely needed right now. Now, according to the Orange Bastard, this is unlikely to be the final word on his claim of executive immunity. I'm the king. Look, bastard, there was a thing. Oh, never mind. Why try to explain it to him? Trump is an ignorant bastard. You could no more explain how the rule of law was established centuries ago in England than try to explain to him the inner workings of a telephone. I mean, he's just an ignorant slob. Anyway, this 57-page ruling by the appellate court is an indication of a very important moment in American jurisprudence, or the necessity and the use of an independent judiciary in this country. And it answers a question that's never been addressed by an appeals court because it's never come up. We've never had a slob son of a bitch like Donald Trump get into the Oval Office with 4 million votes less than the popular vote. He was a minority elected president because of this goddamn electoral college nonsense. But there's never been a case like this before the Supreme Court or the appeals court because there's never been a criminal bastard like Donald Trump who has forced the judiciary in this country to operate in such an unknown area. And the question that the appeals court addressed this morning, or released their opinion this morning, was, can former presidents escape being held accountable by the criminal justice system for things they did while they were in office? And by unanimous decision, this 3-judge panel of the appellate court, 2 Democrats and 1 Republican, if you're keeping track, who was it? John Roberts has said there's no such thing as a Biden or an Obama Supreme Court justice or a Trump Supreme Court justice. Yeah, bullshit. That may apply on the appeals court, too. But at this point, I don't care. Something has to be done to stop this son of a bitch legally and peacefully. So the question is new that went before the appellate court, and if the Supreme Court decides to hear it, it'll be unique in Supreme Court history. I mean, this has never happened before because no former president until this Orange Antichrist has been indicted. So there was never an opportunity for some other criminal like Trump to make the claim that he can do anything he wants while he's president of the United States. Somebody, just for shits and giggles, somebody ought to say to Trump, Magna Carta, and then watch the blank stare go over his painted face. Magna Carta, dumb shit. Huh? Oh, my God. Anyway, this 3-judge panel unanimously decided that the Orange Antichrist was subject to federal criminal law just like anybody else, just like you would be, just like I would be. The panel wrote this, and I may be sneezing, excuse me. I may be quoting a few conclusions by this appellate court on the podcast this evening. Now, it's a 57-page decision, so no, I'm not going to get into it, but you should go to NewYorkTimes.com, NYTimes.com, and there is a downloadable opinion by the appellate court, and it's worth the read. Anyway, this is one of the things that the appellate court decided, quote, for the purpose of this criminal case, former President Trump has become Citizen Trump, with all of the defenses of any other criminal defendant. But any executive immunity that may have protected him while he served as president no longer protects him against this prosecution. Jesus Christ, it's about time somebody said that. Huh? Now, a spokesperson for the special counsel, Jack Smith, who brought this case against this bastard, declined to comment on the decision. Smart move. However, the little Nazi handmaiden who works for Trump, the Stephen Chung, who works for the Trump campaign, said that the Orange Antichrist, quote, respectfully disagrees. Oh, really? With the decision of the appellate court and would appeal it. This is what the little handmaiden said, Stephen Chung. He said this, quote, if immunity is not granted to a president, every future president who leaves office will be immediately indicted by the opposing party. Without complete immunity, a president of the United States would not be able to properly function. Oh, for Christ's sake. I mean, the sweeping pronouncements that come out of these bastards' mouths as if Trump were somehow the standard of goodness and decency and honesty, and he's being persecuted as well as prosecuted, and everybody's against him, and it's all Joe Biden, or maybe Hunter Biden. It's all a plot to deny the good Christian people in the United States their Messiah. I mean, that's what this shit sounds like to me. Does it sound that way to you? Maybe not. Anyway, this decision, finally, I know a lot of people who are concerned about Trump's time-tested tactics of delay. A lot of folks were concerned that the son of a bitch was just going to, he's doing it again. I mean, that's what everything is about. This could have been decided a month ago, but the appeals court did take a month. And it turns out there was probably good reason, because, again, if you read the 57-page decision by the appellate court, they put an awful lot of work into it. I mean, they cite precedents going all the way back, not precedents where some slob bastard like Trump was president, but precedents where it concerned violations of the law, immunity for certain people in government, constitutional rights and wrongs. So they really did their homework, and I think they did it well enough. This is what I've heard today on MSNBC. They did their homework well enough and incorporated their homework into this decision that if the Supreme Court had a lick of sense, they would just, when Trump's scum present this to them, and they only have to Monday, the Supreme Court will say, no thanks, and kick it back to the appellate court, which then kicks it back to the district court, and Trump goes on trial and is found guilty and is locked up. Isn't that lovely? Anyway, so it took a month since this was appealed to this appellate court after it heard arguments on this immunity issue from Trump's inner circle of, the high command, the Nazi high command that works for Trump, and then from the prosecutors working for Mr. Smith. And from what I heard today, the appeals decision that was announced this morning was very quick by the standards of a normal appeal. Sometimes the appeals in cases could take months or years. This one only took 4 weeks. So for those of us who are getting itchy and worried about the delay tactic that Trump always uses, well, apparently there was good reason for it. Now, what happens next will be, I've heard, more important to determining not only when a trial on this election subversion charge, or this treason charge works better for me. This treason charge will take place, but also on the timing of the Orange Antichrist 3 other criminal trials. Jesus Christ, and he's the lead, and he's leading Biden in the polls. What the hell has happened? Come on, America, wake the fuck up. Man. Okay, deep breath. Now, just to recap, in addition to the federal indictment charging him with trying to overturn the election in 2020, that's Jack Smith's case, the one before Chutkin, he has similar charges here in Georgia, brought by Fani Willis, state charges, actually. And Jack Smith also has a case in Florida, you remember that one, where Trump stole documents that weren't his, including nuclear secrets, that he then, in his little boy show-off kind of way, because he's such an asshole, he's showing these documents, top secret documents, classified documents, to anybody he wants to impress. Look what I've got. Look what I have here in my sandbox. And then, of course, in Manhattan, Trump also faces charges related to the hush money payments to Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign. I mean, that was 8 years ago. What the fuck? I mean, the wheel of justice grinds slowly. Okay, but 8 years? Come on. But this is how Trump works. 8 years since the charges that were first aired by Michael Cohen, the hush money payments to the porn star, and the Christian fascists, when they heard that, and they heard what Trump said about grabbing a woman by her genitals, the Christian fascists apparently were just gleeful. Oh, that's our boy. That's our Messiah. That's the one we want. Put those goddamn women back in their place, huh? Grab them by their and if you want to have a little porn star and pay her some hush money, okay. Oh, God. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.